right, so the CW came out with a another Bat lore show called Gotham Knights. Now, and there's also a video game featuring all of the Robins, but this is not that. This is so they couldn't get the rights to Dick Grayson, Tim Drake, or any of them to put into this show, so they created a Thomas Hayes, whose life is very almost parallel to Dick Grayson. His parents were killed when he was little, and Batman adopted him, or Bruce Wayne adopted him, and, he grew up rich as a Wayne, even though he's a Hayes. Now, where this show kind of goes left, and it's very interesting, is that in the very first pilot episode, the character of Bruce Wayne / Batman, number one, is outed as Batman, and number two, is killed. And a team of burglars are set up for the crime, and Thomas Hayes is also set up for the crime. And that's the crux of the whole show. It introduces a lot of interesting characters, like Duella Dent, a.k.a. the Joker's daughter. It introduces the character Bluebird, a.k.a. Harper Row, and Cullen Row, her little brother. And these smaller characters are in Bat universes here and there. You see them on Titans. You see them in... You see Joella in Batwoman in a scene, and also in the Arrowverse. So what I liked about this is that they brought in characters that aren't necessarily prominent, so we don't have to be stuck looking for their lore, and they could kind of tell a unique tale. Now, what I find interesting is that this takes place in a real Bat lore time frame because of the character of Carrie Kelly, who is Batman's Robin. And this is where Carrie Kelly is introduced to the universe, along with the mutants and the mutant leader, who is this big gargantuan dude that old Bruce Wayne had to defeat in these. And also in these is where the Joker meets his demise. So if you haven't seen any of these, The Dark Knight Returns, go and get them. But you don't need to see that to see this. I'm just correlating certain characters. So the whole crux of this is it's the Court of Owls that has set forth these assassinations to include Batman. And now Thomas and his new friends need to discover this and get this information to Harvey Dent so that, they can clear their name. And listen, I'll say this. Though I wasn't really jazzed about a Batman death, so to speak, the show was actually pretty interesting. It flowed pretty well. It had the subversive stuff that you need as far as betrayals and a good storyline going forward. I enjoyed it. It's a shame that it was only one season, and it was like they prioritized the bigger shows over the smaller shows. And corporate America is wild when it comes to creatives and storytelling sometimes. And sometimes I really do think they missed the boat when it comes to allowing for unique storytelling. I think this should have gotten at least 3 seasons, not 1. But if you want something real quick, 13 episodes of pure enjoyment in a Batman lore, please, by all means, check out Gotham Knights.